Okay, we're on the last part of the video series on treating the mild PMS and menstrual dysfunction of my patient Elizabeth. And I am doing a point now, the nomenclature in English, this is number 10 on the spleen channel, spleen 10. And this is a wonderful point for regulating the blood. And everything involving menstruation is involving chi and blood. But when we're talking about things that occur with the bleeding phase itself, we're always talking about the blood. And also, it says in Chinese medicine, women are creatures of blood. So when you're treating menstrual issues, even if there's not a specific blood issue like really bad cramps or clots, this is still always a really good point to do, because the difference between chi and blood is a deeper than chi. Chi is just energy. You're walking home and some idiot screams at you who you don't even know and yells at you. And then you feel, that's a very hard thing to just be relaxed with, right? So your chi temporarily moves in a bad way. It'll either stagnate, or if you're a hothead, you'll get angry and get into a fight, right? And then you come home and you tell this is a man, you tell your wife about it, she calms you down, or you come home and there is no wife. I've been married and it was always nice to be able to talk something through with my wife. Or you go and you have chocolate ice cream, or you go and you meditate, and now your chi regulates. That's why the lifestyle is so important. You can regulate your own chi with body scanning, meditation, tai chi, et cetera, and even just exercise, like going for a walk, running. Those all regulate the chi. When I was younger, I could have the worst day on the planet. If I would go play basketball, even just by myself, shooting hoops, oh my God, I'd feel like $1 million, because we would say that releases your chi stagnation. So in women, when you're treating the menstrual cycle, you always want to think about the blood. And actually, with women, you always want to think about the blood no matter what. And, not everything, but a lot of stuff, because women are creatures of blood, men are creatures of chi. Some people well, that's it. And why are women creatures of blood? Because women have more body fat. I mean, aside from the menstrual cycle, women have more flesh. They've got more body fat, they've got bigger hips, all of that. So that's just what that's about. It's not meant to be sexist. There's plenty of sexism, don't get me wrong, but that's not really an example of it. They're just observing the differences in the bodies. Now, there are men like me who are more creatures of blood than other men, and so it's a spectrum, just like with everything else. There are women that are more masculine and more creatures of chi, et cetera. Okay, so I did that on both sides. And now I'm going to get a smaller needle for this point, because even though you are so used to this can be a strong point. So this is the command point for the Daimo, the belt channel. Take a breath and exhale. You okay? Mm-hmm. Not bad?
I don't feel anything.
Yeah, and I've needled your feet before too for your injuries. So we've got all that, and then my last point that I'm going to do, well, actually, first of all, I'm also going to do this one, and this one. These are also command points for the ancestral vessels, and this is what's called the conception vessel, which runs down the center of the body, right to the uterus, and everything involved with the actual cycle itself. And let me cover well, I can't do it. We're not going to show her face, but one more point that I would do on her, I'll show you on me, is right there. That point is called yin tang. It's one of my favorite points that I use on probably 75% of patients. Some people don't like this point, and that is a point that calms the mind. And you can never go wrong calming the mind, especially when someone's got chi stagnation, right? Okay, well, thanks for tuning in. That's all, folks. See you next time.